Good morning, student. Today we'll start with the waste. Solid waste, that is the throwaway society. It is a human society where we live, and this society is full of excessive consumption and waste of food and other products. In simple words, we can say use and throw habit. Solid waste, it is a type of waste consisting of everyday items that are discarded by the public. And solid waste is of two types, biodegradable and non-biodegradable solid waste. The trash, that is the garbage or the unwanted material. So where does the trash go? So there are two methods to manage or to reduce the garbage or trash, landfills and incineration. The various options for the future, how to minimize or how to reduce the solid waste. There are various methods. First is reducing less waste, 3 R's, reusing, recycling and reducing. 4 R is refusing, composting, vermiculture. What is a waste? Waste are unwanted or unusable materials which is discarded after use, or it is worthless, defective and of no use. In a simple term, we can define that waste are totally unwanted materials and objects that people have thrown away. It is often called trash, garbage, rubbish or junk. Now, next is the solid waste. Solid waste includes food materials, leftover crop residues, plastic wrappers, fly ash. Hazardous solid waste has become an important environmental and public health issue. Meaning of hazardous. It is a substance which can cause threat to life and environment if it is improperly treated, stored or transported. If the hazardous material is not handled properly, it can cause severe threat to the people and the environment. Solid waste can be of various types. First category is of domestic waste. The waste produced in the course of domestic activity. It is also known as, the common term for domestic waste is municipal solid waste, that are commonly called as trash, refuse, garbage. It is consisting of everyday items that are discarded by the public. Examples of domestic waste: kitchen waste. Kitchen waste consisting of various types of leftover food material, peel-offs, vegetables. Second example is of the waste from packaging industries or the packaging material, paper, cardboard, wood. Second type of solid waste is the waste from industrial waste. Industrial waste produced by the industrial activities. Just look at the picture, you can see effluents or the industrial waste. This waste produced by the industrial activity, which include any material that is rendered useless during a manufacturing process. These are the examples of various industries or operations which are responsible for producing industrial waste. First example is metallurgical industries. The main example, steel industry is the example of metallurgical industries. Second example, cement industries. Third is paper and pulp industry. Fourth is textile industries. The fifth one is mining operations. Third category of solid waste is biomedical waste or hospital waste, is any kind of waste containing infectious material. The next is e-waste, describes discarded electrical or electronic devices nearing the end of their useful life. Common examples are computers, mobiles, televisions, stereos, copiers and fax machines. Types of solid waste. Two categories of solid waste. First is biodegradable waste and second is non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste, which is also known as bio waste. It includes any organic matter which can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water, methane or simple organic molecules by the action of microorganisms and other living things. These can be broken down by the action of microorganisms. And other methods may be composting, aerobic digestion, anaerobic digestion or similar processes. Common examples are paper, wood, vegetables, food waste, leaves and plant products. Second category of solid waste is non-biodegradable waste. These are the materials which cannot be degraded or decomposed by the action of microorganisms or any natural process into usable forms. There is a very fundamental difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste cannot be be broken down or decomposed by the action of microorganisms or any natural processes. Non-biodegradable waste are very difficult to manage, very difficult to handle, and it is very difficult to get rid of this type of waste because these waste are very harmful for human health and environment. Common examples are plastics, glass, metals, and paints.
The concept of 3Rs, this is also known as waste hierarchy. This is the order of priority of action, or the order of priority of action to be taken to reduce the amount of waste generated. By practicing the 3Rs, we can reduce the amount of waste generated. Landfills and incineration, these are the two important methods to dispose waste material. They are not sufficient enough to accommodate all the garbage produced by the human society. In order to lessen the burden on landfills and incineration, we should practice these 3Rs. Of course, the 4R, that is the refusing, that is by refusing unnecessary items. Reduce, reuse, and recycle are the concept of 3R. Fourth R, refuse. It means by refusing unnecessary items that you don't need anymore. Coming to we have also learned about the two important methods to manage biodegradable or recyclable waste material: composting and vermiculture. So composting, basically it is the organic process, aerobic process. There is by the action of microorganism, the waste is degraded into the usable form, what we call the organic fertilizers or compost. In this method, we can use fallen leaves, vegetables, food waste, vegetable waste, grass, sewage, dead flowers, and other methods. So this is also known as brown manure. Advantages: this is the most important method to increase soil fertility, to increase the water holding capacity, and it also returns the minerals and nutrients back to the soil. And this method, the composting, is very effective method for managing biodegradable waste. Next, we have learned about the vermiculture. This is also the process of composting, but by the use of earthworms. This process is a very scientific process of cultivating or culturing earthworm in a natural condition or the artificial condition. A lot of advantages are associated with the vermiculture. The first and foremost advantage, it is a natural fertilizer, it is eco-friendly, it is almost free from the chemical impact, and it does not, vermiculture does not impact the environment, soil, plant adversely, that is negatively. It also improves the soil fertility, water holding capacity. It also returns the nutrients, micro as well as macronutrients, back to the soil, and it also improves the soil texture. It is a better nutrient absorption, and it also promotes root growth. Now here are the few terms associated with this vermiculture. First is vermiculture, vermicomposting, vermicompost, vermicast, and vermiculturist. This topic, biotechnology. So biotechnology is a branch of biology where we use living system and microorganisms for commercial purposes. So in the biotechnology, we use biological processes for industrial and other purposes, like in genetic manipulation, in the production of antibiotics, hormones, etc. So in this process, just look at the second point, biotechnology is the controlled use of microorganisms to solve practical problems. What do we mean by controlled use of microorganisms? It means that what type of strains we are going to use, for how many duration, how many time, what would be the amount of microorganism during the process. Biotechnology is very important process. Nowadays, it is being used in manufacturing different types of drugs or medicines. The microbes have the potential, the microbes or the microorganisms, they have the capacity to break and degrade the toxins present in waste. You must be knowing that a lot of toxins are present in the waste material or garbage. So the microbes, they have the capacity to break the toxins present in the waste, and they degrade all the toxins. And certain bacteria utilize the toxic material. So the toxins present in the waste, they utilize toxin material as their food, and they can convert them into effective compounds for the soil, and then they convert all the toxins into the usable form, which can enhance the fertility of soil, which can add some nutrient to the soil. Let us see the various alternatives to the material used to produce less waste. How can we produce less waste? You must be knowing about the concept of 3 R's, that is the waste hierarchy. So by practicing 3 R's, we can reduce waste production. There are another methods. We should change our consumption habits and lifestyle so that we can produce less waste. Consumption habits means we should avoid junk foods, we should avoid packed food material so that we can produce less waste. We should use the jute bags or reusable bags or the bags made from cloths instead of plastic bags. Next is the use of biogas instead of using fossil fuels. Use of instead of using chemical fertilizer, we should use organic fertilizers or compost or vermicompost, which can produce from the waste material, that is the biodegradable part of the waste material. We should also use glasses made of clay, glasses made of dry leaves instead of disposable glasses. And last but definitely not the least, we should use both sides of pieces of paper before recycling it. Use of old cloths for cleaning around the house instead of using paper towels. There are a lot of things that can be used to reduce the waste, to produce less waste. It's all up to you, it's all up to the society. How can we reduce, how can we minimize the waste production?